But this is who Jesus seeks. He came to seek the lost. So as he climbs up in that tree, right, it's a sycamore tree. That would be kind of like the live oak that might be out your window. They're great low branches that children can swing from like monkeys. My kids love to climb oak trees. It'd be similar. So it's all been building to this moment. And the crowd who's heard Jesus' teaching about the dangers of wealth, they're right along. And Jesus says, Zacchaeus, you come down. And the word there is stay. I want to stay. You see, that's from the Gospel of John. We know that when Jesus stays, he abides, he lives with. And there's something about his presence that can bring transformation. So Zacchaeus has run out, and actually in verse 3, if you're looking, in verse 3, it says he was seeking to see Jesus. That's important because Zacchaeus thinks he's seeking Jesus, but Jesus is actually seeking Zacchaeus this whole time. I mean, remember, this is the Lord of all creation. He knew this moment would happen when that sycamore tree was a sapling. He knew this moment would happen when the walls of Jericho came crashing down in the Old Testament. He has planned for this divine appointment when Jesus would seek out the lost. So he says, I'm going to your house. I'm going to your house. The crowd is dumbfounded. How can Jesus eat food that was bought off the backs of the backs of the backs of others? Because Jesus is on a mission to seek every one of us out. He's on a mission to seek you out. Jesus seeks. Have you noticed your heart is a little bit more raw these days? Have you noticed that God seems to be right there at times and then so far away at other times? But there's this rawness, there's this rightness in each one of us. I feel it. I'm assuming and hoping that you feel it too. It's what some people would call a thin place. When we're in times of crisis like this, it just seems like there's less distance between heaven and earth. It's times like this that Jesus is shouting from the megaphone, trying to get our attention. This is a time when in your soul you might be more open to what God is doing. So are your neighbors more open to what God is doing. How is God seeking you? He is. How is he? I feel it. Even this morning. So I wake up in the morning on Sundays, and I read a psalm, and I pray. And I don't know about you, but I'm like always like this close to tears. It just seems like the emotions are all right there. Those are those thin places. It happened at 9/11. If you remember, there were anthropologists, sociologists, they studied, and what they found, after 9/11, the bars and the churches were full. People know they have a need. You know you have a need. And so, church, friends, how is God seeking you out? Be available to him. Be open to him. If he can go for Zacchaeus, he can certainly come for me. He can come for you.